It didn't happen with an emergency announcement. There was no national address, no warning ticker, no sirens. But within a matter of days, the United States quietly made a decision that will reshape the global balance of power for decades. America didn't lose its biggest advantage in artificial intelligence. America sold part of it. And almost no one noticed. Artificial intelligence doesn't run on talent. It doesn't run on ideas. It doesn't run on ambition. It runs on compute, raw computational power. And for years, the United States held an overwhelming lead in that one critical resource. Not because of better algorithms, not because of smarter researchers, but because America controlled the world's most powerful AI chips. And China didn't. That single fact bought the US time. Time to lead. Time to shape standards. Time to define the future. That time just got shorter. Behind closed doors, a policy shift took place. Advanced AI chips, once tightly restricted, were suddenly approved for export to China under a new arrangement. The framing was simple: revenue sharing, economic pragmatism, a balanced approach. Wall Street loved it. But inside the national security community, alarms started going off. Because this wasn't a trade deal. It was a timeline compression. These chips weren't incremental upgrades. They weren't small improvements. They represented a massive jump in training capability. Orders of magnitude more power. The difference between crawling and sprinting. This wasn't about selling hardware. It was about selling time. Time China could not create on its own for years. At the same moment this approval was happening, U.S. law enforcement was prosecuting networks accused of smuggling the very same class of chips into China. Think about that. One arm of the government calling these chips strategic assets, another arm negotiating how to sell them. That contradiction tells you something important. The strategy didn't evolve. It flipped. This isn't a partisan story. Warnings came from Republicans. Warnings came from Democrats. Warnings came from former officials who worked under multiple administrations. When people who normally disagree on everything suddenly agree, it's not noise. It's a signal. China's long-term goal was never permanent access to American technology. It was replacement. Temporary access doesn't weaken that goal. It accelerates it. Every chip sold becomes a lesson. Every system trained becomes a benchmark. Every dependency becomes motivation. If Chinese firms buy these chips at scale, their AI capability jumps forward. If the Chinese state restricts them, domestic chip development accelerates even harder. Different paths. Same destination. A narrower American lead. This decision did something even bigger than shifting compute. It set a precedent. It told the world that America's technological dominance can be monetized, licensed, and sold. Allies notice that. Competitors adapt to that. And once that line is crossed, it never fully closes again. AI is not social media. It's not smartphones. It's not the internet. AI is a foundational system. It reshapes military power, economic leverage, healthcare, education, governance itself. Whoever leads AI doesn't just win markets. They shape reality. For years, America's edge came down to one thing. We had the chips. They didn't. That gap bought time. This decision didn't erase that lead, but it sold part of it. For revenue. For quarterly wins. For short-term gain. Maybe this was brilliant strategy. Maybe it wasn't. But history doesn't judge intentions. It judges outcomes. And decades from now, this moment will be studied as either the smartest monetization of power or the quiet beginning of a regret that reshaped the world. The AI future isn't coming. It's already here. And what happens next depends on decisions being made right now.